Hey guys, welcome to this Marksman guide on my top 10 tips to improve your laning as a marksman. Let's get started. My first tip is to look at the matchup and realize when you'll be stronger than the enemy lane, when you'll be weaker, what skills you have to completely avoid, and how you'll have to position in lane. Some lanes are strong at level 1, some lanes need to ramp up in levels or need their ultimates to become a powerhouse. Knowing when your lane is stronger is a crucial part in laning. How can you read the lanes? Other than playing the matchup or seeing the matchup being played, you want to see why an enemy lane is so strong. A Soraka lane is strong because of the heals, so you'll have to work around the heals by focusing her instead of the marksman, since she can heal her ally faster than she can heal herself. A Caitlyn lane can be strong because of the range she has over her enemies, so you'll want to avoid being poked down and all in if possible. As we said before, some lanes get even stronger than others with levels and items. A Corki with Triforce is much scarier than a Varus with Infinity Edge. If you find yourself hitting a power spike greater than your enemies, say you hit 6 before they do, you want to force that advantage. Think about Ashe. She has a pretty strong laning phase and one of the best ults to snag a kill in lane as a marksman. So once you hit level 6 on Ashe, this is when you should be looking to make a play and abuse a power spike. At number 3, we have communicate with your support. It's not a one-man show down in the bot lane, it's a duo lane. You and your support need to be in sync at all times. If any summoners are burned, let your support know. If you want to play passive or aggressive, let your support know. Your support might want to all in, but you're close to having your ult and you might want to wait for it. Your support isn't a mind reader, so don't expect them to react immediately to a play you plan quietly in your head. Harassing in lane is a crucial part of stepping your game up as a marksman. Effective harassing can force your enemies away from the lane, allowing you to snowball a victory. One of the easiest ways to harass an enemy is when they're going in for a CS. By attacking them while they go in for the creep, they'll either take damage from you and get the CS, trade with you missing the minion, or just run away, again missing CS. Remember, every auto counts, and if you ever catch them out of position, you want to capitalize on their positional error and harass them down. At number 5, we have reading the enemy jungler. You'll be able to read where the enemy jungler started by noting the HP and what time the enemy bot lane comes to lane. If they're lacking HP and came to the lane after the minions got to lane, you know that they did the bot side camp and the enemy jungler more than likely started on the top side of the map. If the enemy bot lane comes to lane as the wave does with no damage done to them, you can again assume the enemy jungler started on the top side of the map. So what does this tell us? It says the enemy jungler will probably make his way down to the bot lane for his first gank around the mid 3-minute mark, so we should try and play passive for the first few minutes. It's pretty risky to try and make a play on the enemy bot lane when you don't know where their jungler is, as he can swing the fight in their favor, so waiting until he is shown before making a play might be your best bet. If the enemy bot lane has somehow amassed a lead on you, your goal is to just stay carryable for your team and stop the bleeding. You'll want to play safe and focus on farming to become relevant in the late game. If your support is roaming to make a play or warding and is away from your lane, go ahead and sit back and wait near your tower, only to farm or soak experience when you know you won't get chunked and have to back or be killed. It's okay to lose a wave or two as your support roams to help your mid laner secure a lead. At number 7, we have to play aggressive when you're ahead. If you're ahead of the enemy bot lane, you can't just let them farm so they can get back into the game. Start zoning them away from the farm or go in and force fights. This is the time you'll want to establish dominance, so don't hold back. We'll want to be weary of the enemy team, however, as their teammates may try and get them back into the game. So be aggressive when you have eyes on the enemy team or you're confident you can 2v3. Freezing a lane is dependent on many factors. Are you trying to freeze the wave so your allies can gank? Did you just kill the enemy bot lane and the lane is pushing towards your tower? Are you able to freeze the wave towards your tower and zone the enemies from experience? Are you too weak to push to the enemy tower before the enemies get there? Or will staying to push allow a free double kill for your enemy jungler, mid, or top laner? If the answer is yes to any of these, you'll most likely want to freeze the lane. Also, sometimes when you've lost your tower early, you may opt to freeze the wave at your tier 2 tower when you know your allies can clear the waves and defend the pushes the enemy bot lane will be trying to do. At number 9, we have knowing when to push. You'll want to push to the tower when you've killed the enemy bot lane and the wave is not pushing towards your tower, as you'll let the enemy tower kill your minions, resetting the wave in the middle of the lane. If you've just killed the enemy bot lane or even just their marksman, and you can push the wave into the tower in time to back and get back to the wave before missing many minions, go for it. If you see the enemy jungler on the top side of the map, you can also look to push the wave into the tower, making the enemy marksman focus on farming while you slowly start harassing him down. Lastly, we need to know if we want to push for the tower. You'll want to take the enemy tower when you're a sieging marksman like Jinx or Tristana and are looking to group early and take towers. By pushing for the tower, you get a long lane opening the bot side of the map, which allows for easier ganks on the enemy bot lane. There are times when you won't want to push, such as when you're playing Vayne or Twitch and want to extend the laning phase and farm so you can carry the game later. Hopefully you guys can use these tips to improve your laning down in the bot lane. I might shoot for a video a day, so any videos that you would like to be made, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if you're able to make an outro, go ahead and send me a message on YouTube. And as always guys, good luck and have fun on the Rift.